G'day guys, welcome back to AHGL week number 2. This is season number 3 of AHGL, and we are watching Epic versus Palantir. I am Maynarde, and with me is Zepph. How are you doing, my friend? Are you ready for game number 2 here?
Yeah, I'm really excited. Great showing from J-Dub in the last match. So now Palantir are 0-1 down. And last time they played Epic, they went down 1-3, unfortunately. So hopefully they can get some revenge in this next match.
We would like to see some revenge. Of course, that means more StarCraft games, as Epic are up 1-0 right now. So can they tie the series? Let's jump in and find out. Here we go. In the top right of Daybreak here, we have got, we'll call him Vero. We were arguing before if it was Virot or Virot or whatever. We're going to call him Vero. We're going to assume that's a silent T and that he's French. And Vero is from the team Palantir. Here's the Protoss in the top right. And in the bottom left, who is this?
So, Zerg player. It is USKC from Epic.
Yep. We have no idea what USKC stands for, but everybody in Epic loves Pepsi Max, and I have got to say that they have my infinite respect for that particular addiction. I happen to be a Pepsi Max addict myself. Pepsi Max Anonymous. I guess it's not that anonymous anymore. But, you know, we're not that famous.
Yeah.
So, PVZ in Heart of the Swarm, Zepph. At the moment, we just saw a match of PVZ in the Heart of the Swarm, and apart from the Mothership Core, it looked extremely similar.
Yeah, maybe if Vero pulled out a similar build to what we saw in the last game from Mantra, it could work a little bit better, seeing as the rush distance is actually quite a bit bigger on this map than it was on Antigua, and that sort of Ling Muta play might have had a little bit of a better response, given that there's just a bit more time to react with.
Yeah, we see Vero just having a little bit of a scout here, a little bit of a perv on USKC, and yep, he's going to try and keep that probe alive as long as possible, probably hatch block, not unlike what Mantra did to J-Dub in the last game.
Them pesky probes. People are getting really good at that now too.
They are indeed. Looks like the drone already going to the low ground here, positioning himself a little bit early, doesn't quite have the minerals for that hatchery just yet. But, you know, he's just ready. He doesn't want that probe to come and lock in and being really, really annoying. It is about that time. Looks like the probe's not even going to deny this hatchery. He's just going to go down straight away.
Yeah, he should have headed down already if he was going to. Perhaps he just got past a few many times up on the creep, having a look around, making sure no gas was taken or anything like that.
Excuse me, we had a hatchery cancel on the natural and putting an evolution chamber there to block that fast expand. And that's a nice little annoying trick that the Zerg can do, the equivalent, I guess, of dropping an engineering bay, a mana engineering bay in the natural of your opponent.
That is actually awesome. I have not seen that done in a long time. I've seen plenty of proxy hatches lately, actually, especially in Cloud Kingdom, but not a proxy Evo chamber, and that is a great block. That is so annoying.
It is very annoying. It's a cheap structure, and it has a ton of hit points, and there's no way to get rid of that without any attacking units, or, unless you want to wait for it to bleed out, which it will eventually off creep, but yeah, this is a nice little cool trick from USKC, and what is Vero going to do about it?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't even block the hatch of USKC because he was busy paying attention to what was going on in his own natural. So now USKC actually has a really nice lead on that fast expansion. It is getting very close to finished, while, Vero's going to have to wait for his cannon to come up.
That's right, indeed. So basically, this cannon will have to deal with this this Evo chamber here, and it probably will pretty quickly, but this is delaying him quite heavily. This is about Nexus time now. Well, actually, you take the Nexus before you make anything else, so...
Yeah. Definitely. And there's even a couple of Lings coming across the map chasing the probe all the way home.
Yeah.
And, so he's got himself into a really, really nice position, taking third hatch also before the Nexus of the natural is even up for Vero.
And the Broodlings are going to get a couple probes for good measure. Oh, just getting that one probe out of there. Would have been very annoying. Salt in the wounds, in fact, to lose that extra probe there. But yeah, this is a very fast third hatchery here from USKC. Definitely inside the mind of the Protoss player right now, Vero.
Yeah, I'm actually loving this move because it really just changes everything that Vero was planning to do. If he wants to still go for the same build, that's fine, but it's going to be really kind of late, may not be as effective. Yep. Whereas, USKC is fine. He's getting to play the game how he wants, and for once, he's not the one reacting to his opponent right off the bat, as Zergs usually do. He is dictating the flow of the game.
He is indeed, and he's being very disciplined with his Zerglings as well. We can see Zerglings patrolling, just looking for those pylons being dropped, those proxy pylons. Very important to look out for as the Zerg player. As your third is kind of naked in the early game. That said, though, he's delayed Vero so much that there's not going to be any attack for quite a while. See, going straight into a robotics facility here, Vero, and also forgetting that mothership core a little bit as well, floating a little bit of minerals.
Yeah, well, haven't gotten that robotics facility. You know, he will be able to get that observer out, getting some scouting information to make sure it's not going to be all in as a follow-up or anything. Of course, without perfect observer vision, we know that that's not going on, but Vero's pretty much in the dark. He did manage to get a scout up on the third base, which was very crucial, but unfortunately he doesn't know if that's being droned up or not, so I think an observer would be the way to go. However, he's gone for the Immortal instead.
Right, so he's going to try an Immortal Sentry, this bad boy, by the looks of it, going for that +1 attack. Does certainly look like it. It's a very strong attack for Zerg to deal with. But again, have to reinforce that this is very delayed, so the Zerg will be extremely prepared for anything like that.
Yeah, I'm really worried if he completely goes for the whole Sentry Immortal thing, because like you said, it's delayed, but not only that, I mean, this is a huge map. This is long rush distance, which just adds a little bit more.
This isn't exactly Ohana or any of those maps where Immortal Sentry is especially scary, because you just basically trot a couple steps and, oh, I'm in the Zerg main. And there you go. But he is dropping more gateways. This does definitely look like he's going for Immortal Sentry, or at least Immortals with some heavy gateway aggression.
Yeah, that brings him up to 5 gates. You can still take a third off 5 gates, but generally 4 to 5 is like the max number you want on 2 bases if you're not going to go all in. We'll see what he does here. He's churning out those Immortals. I think you're right, Maynard. He's going to go for some sort of aggression at the very least here. Whether it's an all in or not, we'll soon see.
We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, just we can see that USKC is doing the great Zergy thing, and that's spreading out your Overlords, spreading out your units, just being as cautious as possible for those proxies from the Protoss player. It is always something that needs to be in your mind. It looks like he's starting to get some Roach production out, getting an Evo chamber in his main. That's a cute little trick there. Actually getting an Evo chamber on his own creep, not inside the natural of the opponent.
Yeah, good to see.
Yeah, we'll probably get those ranged upgrades for those Roaches. Pretty important unit to deal with. Oh, and yes, this is definitely another unit you want when you're doing Immortal Sentry, or really anything when you go for aggression, is to use this mobile pylon, otherwise known as a warp prism, to set up a nice little position to warp in your stuff. And we can see that the Immortals and the Sentries are starting to position themselves for that attack.
Definitely. Now, USKC is only getting an Overlord very close to the main of Ro right now, and he's probably going to sacrifice that in. Until now, he hasn't actually seen anything in the main. He just misses the Warp Prism flying by as well.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he doesn't know this is coming, but considering how good his economy is, he's got a Hydras on the way, he's got a few Roaches coming out. If he spots it, he should actually be okay.
He's actually got a Roach army on the north side. Looks like they managed to burrow and just sort of get away from that Protoss army. I just have no idea how he even saw that Protoss army, but never mind. They are on the way. They're barreling on the third here. And this is going to be tough for him to hold with just that many Roaches. Yeah,
there's really not that much here at all. He's going to have to turn around and try and pick up reinforcements perhaps with those other Roaches, because these Immortals kill hatcheries so quickly.
They do indeed. Looking very good for Vero's attack so far. And looks like USKC is actually just going to go for a counter-attack. The Roach is barreling in on the natural. And meanwhile, his own natural has Protoss all over the place. Those Roaches got owned so hard by those Immortals. Look at those physics.
Yeah. That is so much damage being done. And here, Vero has the beefy units. He has the force fields. He has the more cost-efficient army in my eyes. And, you know, these Roaches still have to travel a really long way across the map to join their friends and start trying to chew through the natural of Vero, but can it be enough?
Well, there's actually a lot of Roaches in the natural, Zepph. I'm not sure if you can see, but there is a lot of Protoss death all over the place. That said, though, he is down to one more hatchery, but he does have a nice little spine crawler wall, which will delay the Protoss. Will it delay them enough? The Hydras are out now. A very nice DPS unit. The drone's being pulled from the natural. They don't quite get force fielded out. They are coming in and wrapping around the Protoss units. Will this be enough? If USKC holds this, he actually wins! Oh, some Zepph warp into the high ground.
It looks like he's going to hold it. The spine crawlers, the key units, the Hydras doing the best they can. Even the Queen joining in the fight. And it looks like he is going to hold this off.
He is indeed, and this is basically it for Vero. He's even losing the Warp Prism, and there is just Zerg units in his main, killing every probe, and he just doesn't have any more attacking units back at home. In fact, the Queen walked all the way here to join this attack. That is dedication.
Yeah, bro, no response to this. He's just in tatters. I cannot believe what I've just seen.
Yeah, nothing being produced from either player at this point, but we can see that one player is clearly in the advantage. 60 food up almost on the Protoss player, and Stalker's being warped in, but they are not going to last.
No, that is the last stand for Vero. He's going to be forced to tap out here, and such a tough loss to take. So close.
It is. Very, very, I guess... it was a bit of a bum clencher, Zepph, I gotta say.
Yeah.
I was on the edge of my seat for that one, as you guys might see with my new overlay here, or our new overlay, that I'm a little bit closer to the camera now. I was starting to pull in during that game. It was getting a bit intense.
Yeah, that was insanity. I thought the Protoss army would win just because it kills buildings faster, but
Yeah.
I underestimated how many roaches there actually were arriving at the natural, and they just plowed through stuff as quickly, if not quicker, so wow.
Roaches are a good unit, but Protoss is a good race. Very,
Pretty
very
good.
strong. And I had to say, at one point, I thought that was Vero's game, definitely. He was barreling on the main, he had spine crawlers, sure, but he still had all his sentries, he still had 2 or 3 immortals, and yeah, that's amazing hold from USKC, very, very impressive. So currently that does bring Epic up to 2-0. Can Palantir bring it back, or will this be a 3-0? Tune in, we'll have to wait and see. See you guys in game number 3.